Hello Internet, it is Thursday, November 21st. Welcome back to the vlog. So it's a big day if you're a civics nerd like me, and since I'm a civics nerd, I'm going to talk about it because it's fun and it's interesting and it's awesome. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is not actually awesome. I mean, it's awesome, but for a bad reason. And that is that tomorrow is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of JFK. And that was a huge deal in our country's history. That's the day the innocents died for America. That's how it's billed, anyway. Among other billings, but that's one of the things that people talk about a lot when they talk about the day that JFK was killed. And all week long on the news, they've been doing these wonderful interviews and playing all of this crazy media that we thought was going to be locked away in vaults forever. But it's not. It's being released to the public, and historians are digitizing it and putting it up on the internet. And so you can go and listen to Lady Bird Johnson's audio diary of what it was like to encounter Jackie Kennedy in the hallway outside of the emergency room where her husband was being treated after he was shot and killed. And you can hear Lyndon Johnson on the phone telling somebody, no, you are going to be on the Warren Commission. I don't care if you don't like the other guy. Suck it up and deal with it, because I already told people you were on it. That's what they were talking about tonight on Rachel Maddow. It was fascinating. And so I encourage you to go and seek out some of this material, because it's really, really interesting to get to see some of it now so much later and in so much historical context, because we know some things now, but we don't know enough, and there are still all sorts of conspiracy theories out there about, Lee Harvey Oswald and Jack Ruby and the Grassy Knoll and the Umbrella Guy, and there's a lot to sort through, and it's all fascinating. So I encourage you to go take a look. If you are at home and can catch some of it on the news, I encourage you to watch some of the specials that are going to be airing tomorrow night to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the assassination, which is harder to say that fast than you might think. And yeah, I've been keeping up with it all week because they've been talking about it all week, and I'm really looking forward to some of the things that they're going to be presenting tomorrow. And I feel a little bit callous saying this, but I kind of want to dig out my copy of the Oliver Stone movie and watch it, and maybe I'll do that this weekend when I'm not working. The other thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Harry Reid is a wizard. Harry Reid really is a wizard. Today, he and his fellow Democrats changed the rules of the filibuster, which everybody is going crap crazy about, because you're not supposed to be able to change the rules of the filibuster, except you can totally change the rules of the filibuster, because the rules of the Senate are a living, breathing document. The filibuster is not a part of the Constitution. They can change it anytime they want. There's been this long-standing tradition of saying you can only change the rules of the Senate on the first day of the congressional session. and earlier this year, Harry Reid, being the wizard that he is, made one day last 3 weeks, which is true. You can go look it up. And today, he and his fellow Democrats finally had enough of the right holding up judicial nominations and said, okay, that's it. We're not taking this anymore. Knock it off. And the Republicans didn't knock it off, so they changed the rule and did away with the filibuster for judicial nominees, with the exception of the Supreme Court, and for executive appointments. So there is no longer a 60-vote majority needed to confirm federal judges or, the Secretary of Defense or the Fed chair. The Fed chair is going to get voted in now because everybody really likes her and they're not going to hold up her nomination anymore. So this is an amazing thing, and it has huge and unknowable consequences, because since they changed the rules of the filibuster today for these couple of things, it opens the door for later, when the other side has a majority and can do this, for changing the rules about how people vote on legislation and other stuff. And they could potentially do away with cloture and all. It's crazy, the implications of this thing. And so I kind of like that they were like, yeah, let's smack down the filibuster for some of this stuff today, because I agree with them. I think that holding up nominations to the federal bench is a bonehead move and just makes you look like a jerk, but I am also afraid that it will be used against my better interests later, when people who don't agree with the way I think might gain power again. I mean, they have power now, but, regain the majority after the 2014 election, which could happen. It could happen. We hope it doesn't, but it could happen, and so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And so everybody today all over the internet and the news channels are just going insane about this. And it's really, really exciting, and I can't wait to see what happens. And I am at 5 minutes, so I'm going to go, but I'm going to encourage you to check out Desert Bus again, because the last I checked, right before I started recording this, they were at they had just cleared $376,000, and they are still going strong. So go check them out and donate and hang out and watch the live feed and have some fun, and I will be back next week. Next week's vlogs are going to be a little weird. I think I'm going to record them ahead of time because it's the holiday next Thursday and I have family visiting and we'll be busy doing other stuff. So they might be a little bit off next week. I might do them on Monday and Friday. I'm not sure yet, but no punishments for me because I'm letting you know about it ahead of time. So that's it for me. Thank you as always for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will be back somehow next week. See you later.